Good evening. We want to welcome our viewers in the United States and around the world. I'm Jake Tapper. This is a CNN special report. Tonight we're following two major breaking news stories here in the U.S. There is an update on the condition of Congressman Steve Scalise. He was one of four people injured during a Republican baseball outing, a shooting this morning, as the FBI right now is removing evidence from the dead shooter's home. We'll have much more on that story in just a moment, but also breaking news this evening. The President of the United States, not his campaign, not his advisors, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, is now, according to the Washington Post, under investigation. The Washington Post says that special counsel Robert Mueller is investigating whether President Trump possibly attempted to obstruct justice. According to the report, three top intelligence officials will be interviewed by Mueller as early as this week to see what President Trump may have said to them about possibly undermining or contradicting the FBI investigation into possible collusion between Russians and members of his 2016 campaign team. Let's bring in CNN Justice correspondent Evan Perez. And Evan, forget for a moment about what the Washington Post is reporting. What do we know? What is going on?
Well, we know, Jake, at this point that the FBI and the special counsel are gathering information as part of this investigation. Now, we know that they're going to talk to Dan Coats, the Director of National Intelligence, Admiral Michael Rogers, who is the head of the National Security Agency, as well as the former deputy at the National Security Agency. And what they want to do is try to gather information to determine whether or not they're going to launch a full-scale investigation of possible obstruction. Now, again, there's a few steps here before we get to that stage. But look, there's no doubt here that that's where everybody believes this is going to go, because the president has made it almost impossible for the FBI or the special counsel to not investigate him. And the irony being that one reason why he fired James Comey as FBI director was because Comey wouldn't go out publicly and say that he wasn't under investigation. And at the time, that was true. But by his actions, his tweets, and his statements, he's now made it impossible for that to be still true.
And let's game this out. If the investigation goes into whether or not firing Comey and everything surrounding that was obstruction of justice, that could have ramifications at the Department of Justice.
Right, exactly. If now Mueller decides that he wants to investigate the firing of Comey as part of a possible obstruction scheme by the president and other people, then Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General, who right now is at the head of this investigation.
Because Sessions had to recuse himself.
Sessions had to recuse himself. Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General, is now the top official in charge of this investigation. He would have to recuse himself because he participated in the firing of James Comey. It would seem like it would be impossible for him to continue to oversee this. So then we'd have another recusal at the Justice Department, another shoe to drop, so to speak, as this investigation widens.
Because, of course, he wrote the memo explaining why he thought Comey should be fired.
He prepared the memo, and he's now explained why he did it and believes strongly that he was right.
All right, Evan Perez, thank you so much with this breaking news.